bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Now sit comfortably as you would like to sit. Sit comfortably. Keep the mind at rest. Deep silence of the mind.
รู้ได้ถึงจิตอันสงบนิ่ง
Keep all the limbs and organs of your body relaxed. Sit comfortably. Be aware of the position in which you are sitting, and with that relaxed mind, listen. Akhandavakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. Meditation is a path of silence. It is a path of what we call in Pali upasama, pacification. In the Bhagavad Gita, we read Shantim Nirvana Parama. One attains peace, the highest being in which is Nirvana, Nibbana. We keep that goal in mind. When breathing, we remember that goal. When sitting, we remember that goal. When walking, we remember that goal. When eating, we remember that goal. Through all aharas, 4 kinds of aharas described by the Buddha, 4 kinds of intakes, we remain aware. That awareness is called Anusati. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, it is called Anusmriti. Both the Sanskrit and the Pali words mean mindfulness, awareness, remembrance. What is the path to that? That is described in the Bhagavad Gita, Shantim Nirvana Paramam. What is the path to that deep inner peace, the highest being of which is Nibbana? There are many paths, but these paths are not paths in conflict with each other. All the paths unite in Majjhama Patipada, the middle path. But in this middle path, all the paths are included. No path is denied. No path is rejected. When the great masters appear on this earth, they do not come to destroy the teachings that were given by preceding preceptors. They come to fulfill. Jesus Christ said, I have come to fulfill the law. The Buddha did not contradict the path of the ancients. What these great masters do is that they are not followers. They question the truth of what has been taught in the past, and then they take to the path of deep inner spiritual exploration. And by that exploration, they experience it personally. In that experience, they know that what was taught by the ancients was the truth, which truth also had come through deep inner experience. So what was taught in the Vedas, what was taught in the Upanishads, what was taught in the Bhagavad Gita, what the rishis had been teaching, the Buddha experienced that. When you speak from your experience, it becomes original teaching. It is not a copy. Jesus spoke from his inner experience of being. The Buddha spoke from his inner experience of being. And he taught us to experience it for ourselves. He said, Attadipo bhava, be thou candle to yourself. So when you go on the path of being a light to yourself, someday you become the Buddha yourself. You become one with Christ. Christ consciousness comes in you. The path of meditation is the path of discovering that that consciousness is all the time within you. You go to that path to seek that santi, shanti, a quietness of silence and peace within. Many people ask us, what path is it that we are teaching? It is the path of all the Vedas, path of the Yoga Sutras, path of the Rishis, the path of all the Buddhas. The Buddha referred to 24 Buddhas before his time, and he was teaching the same thing that those Buddhas had taught. The place where the Buddha gave his first sermon is called Isipatana or Rishipatana. Isipatana in Pali Rishipattana in Sanskrit. It means the town of the rishis. He chose to teach in the same place where rishis had been teaching. Here in Thailand, you have a very strong tradition of veneration to the rishis. In places like Sukhothai, in the area like Sukhothai, I was told of the places where rishis sat to do their spiritual practices. In teaching the path of yoga meditation, we are teaching the path of those rishis. The Buddha spoke of these rishis. He spoke of the 24 Buddhas before his time. From the birth as Brahmin Sumedha to Prince Siddhartha, who became the Buddha, there are 500 incarnations. Many times he spoke of the teaching he had given when he was a rishi. Many times he spoke of the teachings that the previous 24 Buddhas had given. Many times he spoke of the teachings he had given during the 500 incarnations since he took the vow that someday he will become the Buddha. Here, in a country of very open hearts, the country of Thailand, people are very open. Some follow Christian path. Many follow the path of the Buddha. Even those who follow the path of the Buddha go and pay homage in the temples to Shiva and Uma. This is the beauty of the tradition of the rishis, that it does not contradict the paths, that it supports all the paths and still takes to the middle path. So walk on the middle path and not on the extreme, saying this path is right, that path is wrong. When you go to countries like Bali and Nepal, you hear Shiva is Buddha, Buddha is Shiva. When you go to the path of Mahayana Buddhism, there the Shiva and Buddha become combined and they become Avalokiteshvara, the divine being looking down on us in deep compassion. In the path of yoga and meditation, we give the spiritual meaning of the words like Shiva and Uma. Shiva is the supreme divine consciousness in you. Uma is the Kundalini Shakti in you. And we perform the worship to this Uma when we practice the yoga of Kundalini on the path of meditation. So in the mind of a yogi, there is never a question as to which method is right, which method is wrong. Shiva is Buddha, Buddha is Shiva, Uma is Kundalini. Shiva is the supreme divine consciousness within us. Many times people ask, when you are teaching the yoga meditation, are you teaching the path of samatha or of vipassana? We are combining both. It is not that we are combining them, they are always combined. Nati chanam apanyasa. Nati chanam apanyasa. Panya nati achanata. Yam he chanam japanya cha. Save nibbana santike. Nati chanam apanyasa. Panya nati ajanata. Yam him panya cha chanam cha panya cha save nibbana santike. This verse in Pali is from Khuddaka Nikaya, one of the Tipitakas, the Dhammapada section. I do not know how many of you have read the Dhammapada. You should read it every day. And the verse that I have recited for you in Pali, it means one cannot have jhana, meditation, without the awakening of wisdom, that is panya. And panya nati ajanata. And there is no awakening of wisdom without meditation. There is no meditation without the awakening of wisdom. There is no wisdom without meditation. Yamhem jhanan cha panya cha. The one in whom meditation and panya, wisdom, are combined. Save nibbana santike. He is very close to nibbana. This is the teaching. If you read the teachings of the Buddha closely, you will find that many places he quotes from the Vedas. He recites the same verses that we read in the Mahabharata. In the Rig Veda, there is a prayer. Moshu Varuna Mrinmayam Griham Rajan Aham Gamam Mrila Sukshatra Mrlaya. O King of the universe, may I never again enter this house of clay. Soothe me and lead me to that state where I no longer enter this house of clay. The house of clay is the body. So remembering this prayer of the Rishi from the Veda, when the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree for 7 times 7 days and nights, absolutely still. And finally, the perfect Sambodhi came to him, enlightenment came to him. Then he opened his eyes the first verse he uttered, Gahakaraka Datthosi Punageham Nakahasi. I spent many lifetimes searching for the one who makes this house for me. O maker of house, I have seen you now.
แล้วก็
You will never again make me this house. So the prayer from the Vedas, may I not enter this house of clay, that prayer is fulfilled. Oh house maker, I have now seen you.
ก็คือบอกว่าผู้ที่สร้างบ้านนั้นเนี่ยบัดนี้ฉันได้เห็นเธอแล้ว
Never again will you make me a house. So the Buddha was not contradicting the rishis of the Vedas. He was supporting and fulfilling. When we teach the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, we teach there is a Sanskrit verse, Prajna Prasadamaruhya Ashocha Shochato Janan Bhumishthaniva Shailastha Sarvan Prajnanupashyati. When one has reached the top of the palace of the clarity of Prajna Panya, then there is no grief in him, no sorrow. And he looks at the grieving people in the world as someone on the mountain top looks at those who are still walking in the plains below. This verse is from the commentary on the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Now we read the words of the Buddha. The verse was Prajna Prasadam Aruhya. Now we read it in Pali language. Panya Prasadam Aruhya Asoko Sokinam Janam Pappathatto Bhumathe Dhiro Bale Avekkati. When one has reached the height of the clarity of Prajnapanya, then he is free of grief, free of sorrow, and he looks at all the sorrowful people in compassion. Pampatatto Bhummate, like someone standing on the mountain top and looking down, so does he look at all the childish people wandering around who need to be guided. When Jesus Christ rose from his grave, he came to the disciples, and the Bible says he breathed into them. We experienced that with our master Swami Rama of the Himalayas. Someone is sitting by the river, facing the river. We have the river Ganga in Rishikesh, and this person does not know that Swami Rama is coming behind her. And Swami Rama comes and stands quietly behind her, and such a sweet, subtle breath flow begins. and one is surprised, where did this come from? Then you understand the meaning of the Bible. If you want to understand the meaning of Buddha's experience, you want to experience the meaning of the Bible, you have to go inside to the path of yoga meditation. And all those statements they have made, they will become real to you. I'll tell you more tomorrow. Now, you cannot sit for 49 days and 49 nights under Bodhi tree. If you can sit for 49 minutes, you have made great accomplishment. If you can sit for 49 seconds, you still have made great accomplishment. The Buddha said, if you make this sound, this much time your mind is absolutely still, you have great accomplishment. The Buddha said, if you make this sound 10 times, if you can sit in silence with full breath awareness, without any disturbance of the mind, you have come closer to nirvana. This time in Pali and Sanskrit is called chutika. So for 10 chutikas, for 10 seconds, make a sankappa. Pali sankappa, Sanskrit sankalpa. Make a sankappa. For those 49 seconds, no form, no rupa. For those 49 seconds, no sensation, no vedana. For those 49 seconds, no other imprint of consciousness, no sanya. For those 49 seconds, no processes, no sankhara. For those 49 seconds, no other consciousness, no vijnana. You rise above rupa. Huh? You know those? Vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana. For 49 seconds. Can you do that? You will do that with your breath awareness. Do it now. 49 seconds only. Just feel the breath in your nostrils. I'll tell you more about it tomorrow. Do the sankappa. Do the resolve. For this 49 seconds, I will not have any of those thoughts and sensations. I'll only feel my breath. And now begin. Continue with the same awareness and slowly open your eyes. Many times in the day, drink this cool water of upasama, of total inner pacification. Om Namo Buddhebhyo